Well, good evening, all my little Pokemans. Mewtwo here with you tonight, feeling a tad bit princessy, and I'm okay with that. So, tonight's going to be game thoughts. And I don't have something to hold up to the camera this time. I do apologize, but reason being is these aren't exactly two new games I want to talk about, and they were on the computer. They're back from the early to mid-90s, more mid-ish. And they were technically DOS-based games. And those two games would be Xcom UFO Defense and Xcom Terror from the Deep. I would have split them into two videos, but I don't have too much to say about the second one, and they are basically the same engine, so it's not like there's a big split between the two that you'd need to have a whole nother video for. So, this game has a lot of aspects to it. These two games, I just call it this game, where you build a base, have hangar space, have research facilities, manufacturing facilities, and storage facilities, and people facilities, so that you can set up to defend the Earth from alien invasions. The first one, you're defending against aliens that land on the ground. The second one, Terror from the Deep, is simply the same game, but you're defending against aliens underwater. The only weird part about the second one is when you have a city defense mission, they are still a city, and now you're on land. Some of your weapons don't work because they are water situation based, so that they don't necessarily happen on land. But we'll just start with the basics, and we'll start with the first game. It's definitely the one I played the most of. Basic premise, you have fighter jets that you shoot down the alien ship with. You start the game with two hangars with two of the striker type jets in it, the interceptors. They go out, they shoot down the alien, yay. Then you send out your Sky Ranger, which is your people jet, which you fill up with these mercenary type peeps. They go out, it flies out, lands at the crash site. You equip your people with the items you have put on your ship. They go and try and kill the aliens. Pretty darn simple. Not exactly rocket science here. It's a turn-based strategy game, so all your people get to move, then all the aliens get to move. You can save some of your time units so that your guys can make a shot whenever the aliens move in front of them, or you spend them all and just try and get as much distance as you can. I definitely recommend you save at least enough for a single shot. It's not a bad thing to have. Getting at least one pop off as the alien runs by can just make the game go so much faster and save you a lot of lives. Now, a lot of the premise is you do need to not only take out alien craft, salvage equipment, research it, and then make better equipment for yourself. Some things are just direct recreations of the thing you find, like the plasma weapons that the aliens have, pistols, rifles, and heavy, which is kind of like a cannon. There's some heavier stuff like blaster bombs, which are guided missiles that you can use that have like 10 positioning points before you have to actually let it hit a target. It is a crazy missile system, and they are gigantic explosions. And they are a thing a single person holds. It's basically you can have them still standing right outside your ship, shoot off the missile, go up, over, around, and end up inside the alien craft and hit somebody inside it. Nutso. But that's a way late in the game before you get those. Now, what you really want is when you take out a alien ship that it crashed and left you its core intact. All ships, except for the absolute tiniest alien ship, have a energy core in it, which is good. As bad is almost always when they get shot down, it's blown up. That sucks. If for some reason you randomly catch a ship that landed on its own without you shooting it, it's going to be in perfect status. That's always good. That means you get a core, assuming you don't shoot it. If you blow it up in the real-time strategy part, it has been blown up. It does not exist anymore. No salvage. Overall, the strategy is really quite good. And the weapons get more and more interesting as the game goes by. You start with basic actual stuff like guns, handguns and rifles and missile launchers, heavy like Gatling gun type weapons that shoot off big kaboomer rounds. And you start researching things like laser rifles. Those don't require alien technology. But you also can research all the alien weapons that you find and then be able to build them if you so choose to. Most of the time, though, just do some extra missions. You're going to find alien weapons. You're going to start selling those because you're going to have a warehouse full of heavy plasma by not too long in the game. Their ammo does require, if you're making more of it, some of the special element. The special element is only ever found normally in the energy cores of the ships, so you have to get some of that if you want to make more ammo for it. Using the aliens' plasma weapons is not the most important thing, and you don't normally have to make more ammo for it. Again, just keep doing missions. You'll get more. A lot of times I would actually find just using the human research laser rifle tends to do a good enough job in most cases. Pairing that with a stun rod in your other hand, which you can buy from the store of the game. That way you have a chance to either shoot the bad guys or preferably run up and jab them with a stun rod to take them alive. Everything can be researched, and especially living creatures. The more live things you can catch, the more research you get off of them, the better off you are. Higher ranking guys do get you better information. You do at some point need to catch a commander alive to get the information to go for the final push, the go to Mars to take them out game. You can also get things like engineers will get you more information on specific types of ships. Medics will give you free information on another race or species or functional critter that you have not already researched in the game. They are really fun, and anytime you get a medic, it's like you get a Yahtzee of some kind of free information. I know the first few times I researched medics, I actually found creatures I had not seen in the game yet and got them in my research list. Having all these things researched also helps you get more things that you can research, like weapons and technology that will help you have a better time in the game. You also have things like tanks you can take on the missions. They take up 4 spaces in your jet that could potentially have had a person in each of those 4 spaces, so it's really you have to be sure you want one of them. Initially, there are 2 types of tanks you can buy, one that has rockets and one that has a cannon. The rockets, it is really limited. I think it was like 8 or 10 or something shots. It's been a while. Okay, sorry. And the cannon has like 50. Normally, you're not going to run out of ammo with any of these things, but it's a thing to think about. And most of these kinds of ammo you do have to actually buy. It doesn't just magically regenerate at the end of the mission. So if a gun does have ammo, you need to have it in stock in your facility to restock your ship with. You fire one shot out of a clip when you're out in a mission, that clip is now useless. They do not keep the clip even though it still has 34 out of the 35 shots in it. It is thrown away and you have to reload. So that's a bit of an annoyance, but not necessarily the end of the world, because ammo isn't expensive. It's just something you got to keep an eye on. And if you're using mostly laser rifles, no ammo. Near the end of the game, you're probably going to equip all your guys with heavy plasma rifles, so there's that. You get armor for your characters, so your fighters initially are like in flight suits. Pretty quickly, as soon as you get the alien alloys, you can research body armor, the basic armor. Then they have moderate defense. There are two further types of armor, power suits and flying suits. Power suit is just a honking suit of power armor, which is cool. Gets you real safe. The flying suit is pretty much the same as the power suit, except you have flight capability. More useful than you would think, because you can easily accidentally blow up the floor in the alien craft or whatever, and now you can't get to another place to do something. So, flying's good. Flying's good. There are tons of different alien species in this game. Usually you'll only see one per mission. So you land a craft, you'll see sectoids, the gray aliens, you know, basic big head, black eyes guys. Snake mans, mutants, they just kind of big bulky looking human guys. Several other groups. They also occasionally will have tank type critters with them, like big honking monster guys or hovering like space disc things that basically the equivalent of your tanks, just cooler. You do get to research some of that stuff and eventually make flying tanks of your own. And there's a laser tank too you can make. It's just kind of the same as the cannon tank except lasers. But the hover tank, pretty neat. You can make more bases. You start with this one base in the world. You get to make up to, I think it was 8 total. So you can have 8 different bases, load them out however you want. You can make one totally research, make one totally manufacturing, make one with a lot of extra hangars and storage space just to being an attack base. Whatever you want, however you feel like playing. But it's best to spread them out around the world if at all possible. Give you more view so you can be safer. There are tons of different sizes of ships, all ranging from the tiniest, which is literally one space inside of it, which is why there's no engine core in it, all the way up to the battleships, which are like 4 floors high and take up almost half the map. My favorites, which I got so good at taking out, were supply ships. One of my favorite tricks was wait for the aliens to make a base on Earth, and then it has to have supply ships land on it. They land on it, so they're not crashed. In which case, you see the green X on the map, you send in your people ship, land on it, you get to take out a perfectly healthy supply ship that has 3 energy cores in the bottom of it. It's 150 units of that magical element, iridium, I think it was called, to power a lot of your fun stuff. You do get the ability to research cooler flight craft to replace your basic fighter jets and landing craft with 3 total different alien tech-based craft, 2 which look like little flying saucers. One's just an attack ship. really fast, really good equipment. The second one is also a little disc type ship. It has a single weapon mount, whereas the fighter types otherwise have two. But it's also a lander, so if you're going to fight against a simple bad guy, just send that out. It can shoot the bad guy down. It already has people in it. They're already ready for your combat right there. Lastly, there is the coolest of all ships, the Avenger. If you've watched Star Trek, Deep Space Nine, or whatevs, this looks like a runabout. And it is huge. It holds the most people total of any of the landing craft. It also has 2 weapon pods on it. It's also necessary to go on the assault to Mars to finish the game. So yeah, these 3 craft do require the magic alien element to power them, so if you run out of that, they cannot fly. Get a good stock before you go making any of these things. The alien base missions are pretty hard, but doable. The aliens can attack your base. You need to put defenses up. If they do land, you have to do a defense battle where you take out the aliens that have invaded your base. The aliens can also attack cities, so if they've landed on a terror mission, you have to go and save the city. There are then civilians you have to look out for. It's the first time you have to worry about that. And then you have to kill the aliens there. It's overall a pretty good strategy game. One thing I do recommend is cheating for money. This one being a DOS-based game, you actually can go in and edit the text file that has the money listed in it and change that over to a value that makes you happier. Like a lot of 9s. Easy peasy. One line edit, change the number of your money to that new fancy big number. You can afford to make all the base you want. You don't have to worry as much about finances while you're busy playing I'm gonna kill the aliens. Whereas time playing a kill the aliens game and you're like, oh, sorry, can't afford bullets today, so you're just gonna have to talk mean to them today, okay? That's fine. You just talk roughly at the aliens who have big plasma rifles, and then you'll be okay. No, cheat for the money. I don't have any qualms about this. I feel it made the game a lot better. Now, the only big difference between the first game and the second game, again, is it's in water instead of on land. Your bases are in water. Most of the alien encounters are in the water, except for, like, city attacks. But otherwise, same basic game, just a different set of fun stuff to worry about, different weapons. And most of the aliens are very similar to the previous set, just altered somewhat. It's also fun. It's a good romp in the early times of this kind of game. The graphics are decent. It looks like it could have easily been like Windows 95 era, but it was actually initially run as a DOS-based game. I believe I did buy these on Steam at some point on a sale, so they do still exist. I think it was after the newer XCOM games started to come out that they released them again on Steam, and I did not complain a bit. I happily paid a couple bucks and got the whole set of, I think it's a total of 4 games, might have been 5. I remember 3 of them. I knew the existence of one of the other ones. And yeah, there were 5 because there was another one. I didn't play 2 of them, so, but 3 of them I totally did play. These 2, very similar. Came out not too long after the first. Nowadays, this probably would have been a DLC function, but this case, they totally wrote a whole new set of missions, a whole new game to this mechanic set, and I'm not going to complain. I really enjoyed it, so I say, hey, give me more. I could easily just sit down and do missions over and over, taking out alien ships. It's my jam. It's totally fun. So, hey, it's on Steam. Only a few bucks. I can recommend it if you're you enjoy strategy type games. Graphics aren't the best, but they're not the worst. You know what you're looking at. Um, kind of pixelated, but I'm okay with that. Um, and overall, great structure of the game, great ratios. Way your people react as things go wrong or go right is fun. Same with the aliens. Take out a high-ranking character on your side or the other side. Everyone reacts to this. Someone's ranked high, like a commander level person on your team, gets shot and killed. Your guys go, AWOL. Same thing on the other side. You take out an alien commander, all of them go ruggy. So there is that. But yeah, definitely recommend this game 100%. It is high on my list of things I enjoyed. And I'm actually thinking about playing it tonight after I finish doing my stuff I'm going to do. So there's also that. So definitely thank you all for watching. I do appreciate everyone who views my videos. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the little dingly bell. Lets you know when I post new videos. And my Patreon link is in the description box below. But for now, definitely want to thank you for watching. Thank my patrons, especially. You were all wonderful. And I hope to see you all again on another video of sorts. We can hit it early this time.